What's going on, guys? This is Mr. DeLORIan here. Welcome to today's brand new video. And today what I'm about to do is break down bits and pieces of the Walking Dead Season 11 trailer and talk about a theory that involves Daryl being captured by the Reapers and the return of a Season 10 seed character named Leah, not Leah, thank you very much, and some more stuff involving the trailer and the Walking Dead Season 11.
We stick together.
So yes, a few weeks ago, or specifically on July 24th, 2021, we got the trailer for The Walking Dead Season 11 from Comic-Con, and there were a decent amount of shots in this trailer that did show Daryl being like, back to back to a building or a burning building, or maybe even a burning community with a bunch of people in front of him that he did not look too happy to see. And there were a bunch of other shots of Daryl being alone while also being harmed or being like others surrounding him. So I figured why not go through those shots and also talk about a theory that doesn't involve, like I said in the beginning of the video, Daryl being captured by the Reapers and meeting a Season 10 seed character, Leah, and her like entire return and everything and all that. So let's hop right into the Season 11 trailer. So with our first shot here, we have Daryl in like, the woods and everything, possibly hunting, looking for supplies with this group, but we do also see that he has mud or walker blood all over his face and everything, or human blood, who knows. But he is next to this building that looks to be like maybe like a wooden cabin, maybe with some tin around it, some metal tin, because I do highly doubt this is Alexandria or Hilltop, since it doesn't look like, high enough walls around the place, I think. So I do assume that this is like, a cabin in the woods or like a place with tin or metal around it, which I know I'm saying tin and metal a lot and everything, but that does come into play like, later on in the trailer. But I do wonder who Daryl is with and everything, because obviously he does look behind him. Maybe it's a walker or maybe it's someone else leading behind him. And if so, I do wonder why Daryl has like, dirt or walker blood or whatever blood all over his face or just whatever on his face. Now this next shot is probably one of the like, biggest shots, not the biggest shot or anything, but definitely starting to get more into the theory. So right here we have Daryl with like, his knives, and they're getting his knives out, standing from a Reaper, or what is to be believed as a Reaper. And well, it definitely is a Reaper, standing next to Dog. Now obviously this Reaper has Dog and Daryl's probably pretty like, paranoid, but what's very interesting is how Dog is sitting right next to this Reaper and like, very calm and not moving at all to go near Daryl, which I'm assuming Daryl will like, pick up like, early on or anything. That Dog's not moving at all. Now obviously we do see a pack all like, wrapped around Dog, I think, so this could be a leash or like some way that like, this Reaper's holding on to Dog, but it doesn't look like it's like, Dog is like any way trying to escape or get to Daryl and everything. So I'm assuming Daryl's gonna pick up on this and everything, and he's gonna be very suspicious on like, why Dog is sitting next to this Reaper. But obviously Leah is like, Dog's original owner, so I feel Dog would like, recognize that it's her and sit by her and anything, which Daryl might pick up, and maybe he'll find out this is Leah right away and not a Reaper. But he does take out his knives and everything, so obviously that's a bit like, Also, I do want you to keep in mind and keep an eye on Daryl's shirt in the corner of like, his kind of like, vest or poncho, because that will come into play later on. And also notice how Daryl doesn't immediately rush the Reaper. He kind of like, takes out his knives and stands there. Next we get a shot of Daryl pretty much fighting in the woods, like, with some wood behind him, and not just any ordinary wood or anything. It does kind of look like a building and everything. Now, obviously, there's going to be a huge fight against the Reapers at night, like, with, like, all of our group fighting against the Reapers, a huge battle. But we do have Daryl specifically near what looks to be a wall or a building and everything, or something, like, behind him that, like, maybe is a house or, like, a cabin, which we did see him near, like, earlier in the trailer. Now, this shot right here is pretty interesting, because you kind of get confused on which side is taking someone in. Now, let's just assume right here and right now, this is Daryl being taken by the Reaper, since we do have the fingerless gloves, which obviously a lot of people have been saying in other theory videos on other channels, that pretty much everyone has fingerless gloves in Season 11 at this point or anything, and everyone has them for whatever reason. But I do highly feel this is Daryl and everything, since like, it kind of looks like the pants that Daryl would wear, it kind of looks like, the poncho and like, like get up Daryl would wear, and it isn't showing the faces of any of the people that are like, taking him. And it also does look like an area we've never seen before, or an area that like, none of us really know of. Now this could just be our group taking in a Reaper to interview, or like, interrogate more so, because interview is a bit of a nice word, and I don't think they'd be that nice to the Reapers. So I do feel this is either Daryl or one of our people being taken by the Reapers. Now this part is where it gets kind of interesting, because we do see a fire being like lit under a door and everything inside of a cabin or a house, and someone like, very quickly backing up like, from the fire. And what's really weird is these legs do look fairly skinny. They do not look to be like, Daryl's, and I think since he kind of has like, baggy pants and like kind of beefy legs. But in the following shot we do get a character, and this is pretty much the same, like, Reaper that Daryl did see in the woods, like, next to Dog and everything, and did take out his knives on. And it does look like this Reaper or whatever is inside of a building that kind of looks like maybe wood, maybe some metal tin, I'm not sure. But this is 110% Leah and everything. I, like, do not doubt it is 100% her. Because if you look at, like, this Reaper or Leah's eyes and everything, it does look heavily like Leah's eyes, at least in my opinion. It obviously is a female and everything, and I do highly think it is Leah based on, like, how the eyes look compared to hers. But this person is in a house and everything, or, like, a metal tin area and everything with metal tin around it. So this could either be two of the possible locations. This is either in that, like, whole camp or, like, area that, like, we saw someone being dragged into and everything. Maybe they're interrogating Daryl or someone else. And maybe this is when Daryl finds out that it is Leah and everything, and she was one of the people dragging Daryl or someone else. But this is definitely Leah in my opinion. Now next is probably the most worrying shot of the entire trailer, which is essentially what everyone believes is Dog being obviously, like, extremely wounded or practically killed by obviously a Reaper, since I don't think anyone else in the group would do that. And obviously Daryl is, like, rushing to Dog's, like, rescue and everything. Obviously, like, something is gonna happen to Dog and everything before Daryl could get to him. Since we do hear Dog, like, whimper and everything, and Daryl obviously rush over to Dog and like, complete agony going no, which obviously I thought was very, like, interesting. I can't wait to see that part in the, like, in the episode. But we do see kind of like a wooden cabin or, like, wooden walls or something behind Daryl and everything, which yet again will play, like, really much into what it comes on later. Now next is pretty much where it gets into the biggest part of the trailer, which is Daryl standing back to back with a burning building or community. Because I do heavily wonder, based on, like, the tin and metal around this, if this is like Alexandria or the hilltop, or if this is just another random place in the woods, since we have seen a lot of random cabins in, like, or random places in the woods that Daryl is next to. But in my opinion, this does kind of look to be the, like, burning hilltop and everything, or it could be Alexandria, like I said, it could be a burning log cabin or, like, metal place in the woods. But we do see this person standing in front of Daryl, with a huge group of people standing in front of Daryl and everything. And obviously this main person standing in front of Daryl is definitely Leah in my opinion, definitely 110%. Since she is, like, front and center, it would be perfect for Daryl to see her without her mask on or anything, and for the reveal to happen there. Or maybe it could happen earlier on, or maybe this is the scene where Daryl is taken and captured, which we'll get more into that later on. And also, if you do go closely at the shirt and everything, this is clearly the shirt that Daryl was wearing in, like, the shot where he would, like, saw, like, the Reaper or Leah and everything next to, like, Dog. So this could take place, like, on the same day and everything, or it could take place over, like, a while, since obviously Daryl and a lot of people in this apocalypse don't really change clothes often. But Daryl does have his, like, poncho and everything off, and just has on this one very, like, thin shirt. So I do wonder, like, what's gonna happen in that situation. Maybe he was, like, relaxing, and then he, like, this something happened involving, like, a fire. And obviously he does not look very happy. If anything, he looks very sad, like, very sad as if he lost someone, hopefully not Dog or anyone else close to him, or if he looks like, very betrayed and just angry and everything, like, filled with rage. Obviously, if, like, Leah is gonna, like, torch something close to him, possibly one of his communities, or maybe even, like, the house that they stayed in season 10 scene or anything, obviously he's gonna feel very angry, betrayed, and sad at the sight of her, and the fact that she's a part of this, like, horrific group and everything, and is doing something like this, maybe even killed or wounded Dog heavily. Now next is a, like, yet again, I guess you could say a pretty big shot. We see the Reapers, and obviously 100% Reapers, since obviously we do see a person hanging upside down, which is obviously one of the Reapers, like, kind of, I guess you could say totems, or kind of, like, signs that it is the Reapers, that they hang their victims, or even maybe even walkers upside down, maybe to, like, warn people not to come into their place. And we do see people taking another person a bag over their head, which I think that's the same color of the bag that was, like, on the other person's head and everything. And this is maybe, like, the beginning of them entering the community of maybe the Reapers and everything. This person's the same person that was taken earlier, and this is them before they enter the building. This does look like to be a pretty big place. But going back to the other shot of, like, the place burning down, maybe that was Daryl burning down a Reaper's place and everything, and then maybe, like, scouting out a Reaper's place, and then Leah is the person that feels betrayed. I don't know. But this place does kind of look a little bit like a Terminus and Woodbury, like, all mixed together and everything. But you highly wonder who this person is being captured by the Reapers, because, like I said, 100% is the Reapers. So as almost one of the last and final shots of the trailer and everything involving Daryl and possibly a part of him being captured, we do see Daryl behind behind or in front of maybe some bars of like, you know, steel. So if you do look kind of closely, it does maybe look like the exact same shirt that he was wearing when he was in front of the burning place and had on that day when he was staring at, like, you know, Leah with, like, you know, dog and everything. So this could be Daryl behind, like, you know, bars in a Reaper camp and everything, captured, and maybe he's even looking at her, because yet again, he does look kind of angry, like, you know, at someone. So maybe this is like, you know, Daryl being held in a Reaper camp or Reaper community and everything, or just being held by the Reapers behind some bars and, like, you know, maybe one of their places after he was captured, since it does look like the same collared shirt that he was wearing in a bunch of those other shots. At least in my opinion, I feel like that's what this is. But that could be kind of taken down by the fact that, like, you know, Daryl and Maggie and their group kind of go to a bit of a mall. So maybe this is like, you know, a mall cage or something that, like, you know, they use in front of the stores, or this could be down in, like, you know, the subway tunnel, or this could be just somewhere else besides the Reapers. But I do feel this kind of looks like the exact same shirt that he had on, and this is him pretty much captured by the Reapers, or this could be him after he's captured a Reaper, maybe Leah, I'm not sure. But yeah, that was the final shot of the trailer. Not the final shot of the trailer, but the final shot of the trailer that involved something in, like, you know, involving Daryl being captured or him being associated with the Reapers and Leah. But make sure to leave your thoughts down below in the comments if you guys do think Daryl will be captured by Leah. Like I said before, I think that 100% has to be Leah. Also, thank you for someone commenting down, like, you know, remind me that's Leah, not Lay. I'd actually Google Translate and, like, you know, listen to the audio of what the name was, because I just was so lost. But yeah, make sure to comment down below if you guys do think Daryl is captured by Leah in the Reapers, or if, like, you know, it will be revealed to Daryl first that it is Leah. Since I'm not sure if Carol did know about Leah. Yes, she pretty much did, but I'm not sure if she knew what she looked like. But yeah, make sure to comment your thoughts down below on this whole theory, and if you guys do think that all this will happen that I did say in the video, I'll make sure to link the season 11 trailer, the main trailer, down below in the description. Just go check it, like, you know, take a look at it, and take a look at these shots, anything about my voice over them. And yeah, that was all for today. Anything, make sure to comment down below, like I said, if you guys do, like, you know, agree with what I said, if you guys do have any other thoughts, or maybe some shots I did miss that involved, like, you know, something involving what I just said. And yeah, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more of the latest in the Walking Dead universe and more breakdowns and theories like this. And I think since I think Carol's The Walking Dead Origins is coming up the day this video is coming out, so I'm assuming we'll get another sneak peek. But yep, see you guys later, my amigos, and peace out.